you, Elaine went down the road. She left at 11:30. She had on a red shirt. She had on, and she was driving her green car, and she alone was in the car, and her window was up, but her music was loud, and that kind of thing. That is Luke's kind of writing. He gives you details. But the other thing that happens in the Gospel of Luke is that persons who are normally on the fringes of society become center stage in the Gospel of Luke. So throughout the Gospel of Luke, you will find that, like also to some extent John, but in Luke, you will find that women come center stage in the Gospel of Luke, and in a positive light. You will find like the story of the lepers, and you will find people who are marginalized in society suddenly become center stage and catches the eye of Jesus in a way in the Gospel of Luke that we might miss in other places, simply because Luke also wanted us as his readers to understand that this man named Jesus came not just for the wealthy and the society people, but for the poor people, for the people who have no status in society, for the people who we might not want to deal with in society. Jesus came for them too. That was supposed to be an amen. Good. So we find that Luke brings these marginalized people. Luke gives us more details, and such is the fact with the text before us. In the text before us, Luke Gospel chapter 5, Luke writes of a story that is not in the other Gospels, but we don't get the same details. In this Gospel, Jesus is teaching the crowd, and as he's teaching the crowd, he finishes his teaching, as it were, and people just keep clamoring around him. And while he's teaching, I believe that Jesus decides to be the master teacher that he is, and he uses an illustration. I really believe that. He uses an illustration to bring home what he was teaching. We don't know what he was teaching. We don't know what the subject matter was, but he seems to use this illustration. He's teaching, looks around, he sees these fishermen cleaning out their nets, and the text says to us that he saw two men on the lake, that the fishermen had just gone fishing. They had come back from fishing, and they are washing their nets. What Luke does not tell us at this point is what was the state or the outcome of their fishing expedition. We just know that they went fishing, and Jesus looked around, and he finds them washing their nets. We know that as he does that, as they do that, he begins to engage them in conversation. And in the conversation, Jesus says to them, "Here now, go out a little further and do that again." And Simon Peter, well, we know him Simon Peter at the end, but Simon, who listens to him and says, "Look here, boss, we've been doing this, we're fishermen." And if you know anything about Simon's personality and Simon Peter's personality, Simon Peter was the mouthpiece of the disciples, and he was a fisherman to his core. If you know about fishermen, and you know about, so he goes now